everybody. Welcome to or welcome back to ACO. This is the channel where I expose all kinds of wrong and I interject it with comedy. And that is in the form of what I call commercials. And everything I do is in chapter form. And after the end of each chapter, that's when we have the comedy. And that's just parodies, skits, anything I find funny. So we can take a breather. These two are a lot, I know. But yeah, my name is Lara. I also post daily in the community, post memes and all kinds of things. So if anybody wants to check that out, and I have a few things to say before we get started, but this is going to be a very packed video, and it's bombshells, and it's funny, and there's a lot of good stuff, and I'm proud of it. So let's get started. Chapter 1. Can't take the hoe out of Soho. And the looks Roachel gets from everyone. So before I get started, there's a couple things I do have to say. I've been gone probably for about 6 days. I did put out a short. There is a reason for that. But in front of you, some people saw this in my post, but not everybody has. I found the screenshot where of a comment about a sugar who had this to say about who they were going to take down. I was in a spat today with Sugars because I said I'd seen a publication who'd published an interview with her talking about her hysterectomy. I didn't mention any channels. They brought up Wally and ACO. I told them the internet is forever, but it made me think, and that's all I got out of it. That was sent to me. So that was kind of shocking. But what was more shocking was the incredible backlash that I received from my from a post I put up. In this post, I put up a YouTube channel. This is somebody that is subscribed to my channel, and if I can, I will help out members of my channel. I know I'm small, but I do have a large reach, weirdly enough. And I did for Poppy Fields when I only had about 5,000 subs, and I did it for her again not too long ago. And then I did it for Laura Poirot. Sorry about that, Laura. And I had to take it down, and I apologize, Laura. That was... I hate to say this, because Laura, you do wonderful work, but sometimes, obviously, some things some people don't like or whatever, which is totally fine. I'm about free speech, right? But this is kind of insane. These were my people, our people I thought were really, really my true blues, right? A Patreon, just a lot of, Anyway, it was basically because they didn't like some of Laura's stuff, they were unsubbing to me. And one said, because Laura answered me, replied to me, because they'd said they didn't like it or whatever, that they were unsubbing from my channel because of that. And that was crazy. That's crazy. TRG literally put this out last night. This channel, and she's starting to say things that I've said for like a year now, and that's cool. I'm so happy it's getting out. You have no idea how happy I am that this age thing is getting out there. I really am. But the backlash was something fierce. I was called disgusting. I was called vile, a parasite, quite a few things. Needless to say, I wasn't going to come back, to be honest. Just a minute, please. Sorry, guys. I'm a little tired, so I tend to get emotional. But then I had a talk with a wonderful person last night and convinced me to come back. And so that's what I'm doing. And I hope everybody understands. And I did not mean any harm. I only want good. And I think everybody's different and everybody can bring a little bit to the table so that we can get this mess figured out Do you know what I mean? So anyway, what I had done for 2 days before when I was going to put a video out, I literally spent 2 days, you guys, on making a, which I haven't done in 6 months, a slideshow. And in this slideshow, because I'm going to start it right away, is like 50 pictures that I've screenshot, I found, whatever, of people looking at Roachel oddly. So somebody asked me to do that, so I'm going to. So I've made it, it's so funny. 2 days of work is in 4 minutes. So we're going to watch it. Some things are not always in order, but it's okay. It'll be fine. So let's get watching it. Oh yes, I wanted to show you this as well. This is hysterical, you guys. You know it's bad when Roachel, please come home and let the BRF and the British people mourn in peace. This was after the Queen died. Literally, there was a petition, you guys. I couldn't believe it when I came across it. I was like, are you serious? Oh my God. So, we're going to watch the slideshow, and then the second part of the chapter has to do with the rest of the Colombia shenanigans and whatnot, and my take on a few things. And then my second chapter is going to be a holy moly one. Here's the thing, guys, with YouTube, you have to be fairly good, quote unquote, for the first 20 minutes. More tame, I guess. So that's why when I say my videos get better as we go on, I mean it. Like, I can be a little bit more relaxed, not, quite as uptight or whatever, but that's fine. So that's what I have to keep in mind. Anyway, this slideshow is going to be pretty epic, I think. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll probably be chatting a little bit while it's going on, but let's just get to it. Okay, so you'll see that I have put stickers on every single one of her face. And the arrows are the people looking at her throughout the years. I had to go everywhere. I know there should be, well, that one's the most epic one of the Queen. There's probably thousands of more, but I could only do 60. I swear. But that's when, that lady refused to look at her. This is her pushing the Lady of Ireland around. Look at all those arrows, you guys. There's some that've got crazy, because literally, and I did this so that, she's not getting her way. She's not getting her mug out there. Nope. It did take me a long time, not gonna lie. Probably never do it again, but that's okay. Look at those. Look at that. Oh my God. People were just like, what in the Sam hell, right? These two. Look at even Beatrice's face. Oh, the Sophie stare. Yeah. Look at that lady. Just like, oh no. And the mat, what kind of look is that on their faces? I mean, come on. Oh, and then there's Catherine. I've got something quite hilarious coming up that I'm going to pause for. So I found this. Oh my God, look at that, you guys. I'm sorry, I have to do that to resume it. So I wrote, like daughter, like mother. Love the exact incredulous look only Roachel. And then I wrote down there, I can't remember, something about only Roachel can do to them. Because this is when Catherine was at that polo match. That was the look on her face. And look at Charlotte's face. At the funeral, she had looked back, and Meghan had smirked at her. And Charlotte gave that funny face. And I saw that, and I was like, oh my God. That is the exact same face. I just love it. So I put it together, and I thought that's just the greatest. Love it. So anyways, I'll continue. Yeah, funny. Oh, there's lots of Sophie doing the stare. There's Charlotte. Yeah, that's when she had that face. Love that. They are so, don't mess with us. I love that. Really protective, you know? That's one of the, that will go down as one of the most epic stare downs in history. Princess Catherine. Even Anne is like, what in the hell? Oh my God. It took me forever, you guys, to put these stickers on. Too funny. I just had to, though, because I just had to. You know? Jay-Z. Looking at her like, what the hell? That polo match where there she is with her hands. Oh, yeah. Don't know who they are. Look at that kid and her dad. Can we unsee this? No. Oh my God, look at the looks at that. Was funny. It wasn't really a stare at her, but oh my God. Michael Bublé's wife had to put that in there. And there's Venus, of course, giving her the side eye like no other. Love it. And that was the WME executive that made this all happen and then was glaring at Roachel. That's that grieving mother. And Roachel looked at her like with the most blank look on her face. It was insane. This poor uncomfortable kid looking like, oh. That's when she took that she ignored that lady. Look at all those arrows. I didn't do this one. I did the rest, but oh my God. Absolutely insane. Like, just, it's all the time, everywhere she goes, they're looking at her with the side eye, like, this one's pretty epic, I have to say. Like, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Of course, this was quite the kerfuffle, hey? So, this is where the Ho and Soho comes in. This almost caused a international, I don't know, something debacle, because everybody, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe there was some sort of some hookup. I don't know, okay, but it just, the looks were too intimate, and of course, I'm sure, I put out a short, if anybody's watched it, with with Harry having to basically stop the vice president from clocking Roachel. But yeah, it was quite the escapade. So I thought what I would do is just show a little bit of the dancing that she was doing, not with her husband. I put it in my short, but I don't know how many have seen it, so I'll just put a little bit on here. It's quite something unbelievable, to be honest. I have to turn that off now because of copyright issues with music. But as you can see, I did it too, Hungry Like the Wolf, that she's on the hunt. Because look at that. She didn't dance with Harry quite like that. No. No. So I was like, holy macaroni. All those dance lessons for nothing. For nothing. What is that? What is that exactly? That hip shimmy thing that she did at Beyonce's concert too. Is that like one of her things that she does with her, you know? So everybody knows, who knows me knows that I cannot stand mainstream media. They lie. However, I will bring you headlines because I am about that, showing you what all is out there. So, of course, the Roachels' tour of Colombia squandered public money, says local councilman. Of course it did. Of course it did. So GBN News says that these costs, which worked out to £375,000 a day, involved 3,000 police and soldiers, helicopters, sniffer dogs, bomb disposal units, and a guard armed with a bulletproof shield in case of a sniper attack. Are you kidding me right now? Really, Roachel? And yes, prick Harry. So I'll just graze over this quickly. It says the Roachels financed their trip and that of their team with their own resources. This was what the VP was saying because she had to explain it somehow, but it's a crock. They did not pay for themselves. That is bull crap. The events held in the various places visited were co-financed with resources from international cooperation and philanthropy that generously contributed to this visit. Really? All right. What a crock. Sorry, but it is. Just a picture to show how crazy it was. Look at all those mobs of people, you guys. Throngs and throngs of them. I've never seen anything like it. Even Elvis Presley didn't have this kind of people around. Wow. Oh my God. And then I was looking at the sniffer dog and thinking, I imagine that wasn't very, very good news for the Roachels because, Coca-Cola tends to make those dogs go off. So I have a bigger picture of this to share in a moment, but someone says, is she on her phone? It's a drone, a very expensive drone in a place where children have no shoes. I just wrote, this is a perfect depiction of the insanity of it all. Look at that. There she is doing whatever on this drone. And there's kids right beside her that don't have shoes. And the lunacy of it all is, my God, the amount of money it paid for one day of this craziness could have literally helped out an entire village for a generation. Holy man. So I'd rather get my info from social media than mainstream because you will find more truth in social media. Yes, not everything is true, of course not, but you will find something, a kernel, something, because MSM is giving us nada. So Harry's gray suit. Roachel then continued in English to retell her fake childhood dish soap story again. Oh my God. And I'm not even going to read it because I'm not putting us through that pain. I could not believe that when I'm like, are you kidding me? You are, older, let's just say, right? In your 40s, and you are living off of this lie about an 11-year-old. This was a lie. So, of course, she did her little scripted Spanish there. Like I said, I'm not going to put us through that. Besides, I need this chapter to not be too long. But it's just unhackable, to be honest. I'm sure y'all have seen it. So, someone says, Mexican here and a teacher. I can tell you that woman doesn't speak fluent Spanish. The vocabulary level she used was quite low. Her pronunciation was done with 2 main accents. None of them Argentinian, by the way. Apparently, she had an earbud in her ear and was being told what to say and probably rehearsed the speeches. Her Spanish was like first year. Yes. Someone else said she spoke broken, memorized Spanish earlier. If she's fluent, why did she literally run off the stage later on when the VP unexpectedly turned to her in Spanish and asked her to continue? She stayed off stage, waited, and then returned when the VP turned to the next woman there. It was the most ludicrous thing I've ever seen. I live in Spain. Roachel's Spanish was laughable. Roachel didn't have a conversation in Spanish. She gave a statement in Spanish. Big difference. Yes. In other words, she's always been a fraud, and she doesn't care that she's a fraud as long as she gets what she wants. So why in the world would anyone, anywhere, trust her? She's an admitted fraud and brags about it. Love this picture. I am such a fraud. Yes, you are. I grabbed this screenshot and said, who is her doctor? Why? I said, just so I know who to avoid. Shadows, Roachel. Your father was a lighting director and won awards for it. How do you not know about shadows and what it can do to your face? So that's what I wrote. For someone whose father was a literal 2-time Grammy Award winner for his work as a lighting director, Roachel didn't pick up any hints. Shadows can work for or against you. This is a perfect example of the latter. Absolutely. And this is Thomas Markle Jr. What an inspiration. Hashtag Tumu Royals. When I was 11 years old, I was still picking my nose and eating my boogers and leaving skid marks in my undies while pretending to be a princess. My mother was selling Cracker Jack. Oh, Lord, he's just letting it all out, eh? Good God, that's just funny. Of course, covering these fashion mishaps, the sweat, and then how does somebody who has no breasts have their shirt doing that? I mean, you have to have what? So, in other words, she bought a shirt that was 2 times too small for her? Oh, Lord. I wrote, what is pushing on those buttons? Silicone? Kleenex? I'm going to close the chapter with this headline. Prince Harry names the royal who first branded him a spare. Oh, shocker, it's Pa, right? What is he doing? What is he doing? They sound like lunatics. They have stuff coming out in the press. Oh, we want to come home. We want to come home, and I want olive branch and yada blah blah. And then it's this shit. Oh, but I'm going to slander you. All right then. Well, no wonder Pa doesn't answer the phone. Why the hell would he? I wouldn't. Like, that's a big F you. My God. All right, guys, commercials, yay, they're all new, so let's enjoy.
Content is found on the public domain with just my opinions and thoughts, which are probably not true. Good evening, everybody, how are you? I am prepared. I have girded my loins and I am more than prepared. I have taken a lot of advice and I don't like to push people's buttons. But what I am saying, if Meghan and Harry are listening here, is bring it on. Bring it on, because I am so prepared. I'm rather looking forward to it. Because when it happens, and if it happens, the counter-sue will be delicious. And it will expose everything that Meghan Markle has tried to keep hidden, i.e. her fake pregnancy.
The wedding, they put us in a cottage on the grounds of Kensington Palace. And like any American, I went straight to the Queen. And right off the bat, I said, where is my Airbnb host? A cottage? I will leave a 1-star review.
Got the nerve to stand there and expect me to believe that you don't want to marry my son for his money?
It's true.
Then what do you want to marry him for?
I want to marry him for your money.
There.
I have heard that King Charles's lawyers are in negotiations with Meghan Markle's lawyers for a divorce from Harry, and her starting price is £100 million.
And we hold the world ransom for $1 million.
I think I might just put a live in. I think that's a really good idea. See if it works. Oh yes, it is beautifully.
I love commercials. So, chapter 2 is Roachel a witch? Lady C said, what? Has surrogacy been confirmed? Like, oh my God, you guys. As Lady C would say, I'm going to plunge right in. You guys, I expected this to be everywhere. I'm serious. Wait. This was from her video a day ago. Trump, the Queen and surrogacy, Lynch tragedy, etc., etc. Okay, guys, so she's answering someone's question, and I'm wondering if she didn't even realize what she said, because today she brought it up again, but in a different way. So, okay, this is the transcript. So these are her words. Since now I know as a fact that while the late Queen was alive, the subject of the surrogacy was discussed. I cannot say how I know that the subject of the surrogacy was discussed beyond saying that I had a small part to play in it. What? I don't want to say more than that. It would be injudicious, sorry guys, of me at this point to say more than that. In other words, Rach doesn't want to get sued. So, okay. Whether Roachel used a surrogate or not, the fact that the subject of her possibly using a surrogate arose altogether was entirely due to her conduct. So whether, and I'm choosing my words very carefully for legal reasons, whether a surrogate was used or by her conduct, she implied the possibility of a surrogate being used. When a surrogate was not used, either scenario is sufficiently damaging, destructive, insane, really, and irresponsible that anyone concerned would think, my goodness, what on earth is going? How could this be happening? Sometimes the transcript doesn't get every word right, but now I think it's Kara Kennedy in The Spectator who said that the Queen had used the word evil. She didn't use it to me, and she didn't use it to anybody I know, so I'm going to go with a word that she used, that I know she used, which was that Roachel is a wicked, wicked girl. The two things pretty much mean the same thing, but I will go with what I know to be certainty. Does the... I don't want to keep saying it, so I'm going to say S. Does the S play a part in the late Queen's opinion that Roachel was a wicked, wicked girl? I think the whole performance, the whole way she has conducted herself, the whole way she came into the family, the way she was embraced, the way she twisted and turned and fabricated and willfully misinterpreted every act of kindness to be an act of cruelty. I don't think it's only the fact of time, S story, and the questions be even better to put it this way. I don't think it's the fact of the questions arising from Roachel's conduct that have led to, the questions of S being the only thing that the Queen regarded as destructive. But yes, I do agree that the S would have been a part of it because the Queen knew about it before she died. I leave it at that for the moment. You guys, she just said that, right? Am I losing my mind? She literally said that the Queen knew about it. She had a part in it. I'm going to go back to that other page. Okay, so yes, it says, I know as a fact that while the late Queen was alive, the subject of the S was discussed. I cannot say how I know that the subject of the S was discussed, beyond saying that I had a small part to play in it. I don't want to say more than that. It would be blah, blah, blah. What the? How come nobody's caught on to this? Or is what's going on here? Because I think Lady C just outed it. Am I wrong? I feel like a lunatic, but it is what it is. And then today, she had something else about the S, and I will read that out. So this was today. Elaine says, Dear Lady C, I have a question regarding S. If the baby is born from an S, but using the egg and sperm of the parents, so possibly a frozen egg, would there be any way to determine after the fact whether the child was born of the body or born to a S? The child in this case would have DNA of both parents and no genetic material from the surrogate. Okay. Wouldn't it? That's right. It wouldn't just because somebody bears a child for someone else doesn't mean that they get their DNA injected into the equation. Sorry, it's not in there. So would be no way of telling if a husband and wife shall, we say, biological material was used. As this is YouTube, one needs to be decorous. There would be no way of telling once the child was born who had born it, because there's no way of telling once a child is born whether it was born by the host over them or the mother, the carrier. I think she was going to say mother and then said the carrier of the child, because it would be completely genetically the bio issue of the donors of the male and female substances. That would still mean in England that as long as the wife didn't bear the child, it was illegitimate. In America, that would not be the case, but in the United Kingdom, it would be the case. And that's the beginning and the end of the matter. However, if a determined set of people decided that they were going to pass off the product of an S as it had been born to the legal wife, who was the bio donor of the over, unless there was proof that a S arrangement had been taken place, or unless the wife in question could be gynecologically examined for whether she had given birth or not, presuming she had never given birth. It would be able to be determined by an OBGYN, basically. And an examination that she had never given birth. That's the only way they would be able to rumble what effectively would be the flaw. Let's answer the question like that, because since this is a purely hypothetical matter, I think we can call a spade a spade. Okay. Now, I'm wondering, did she say this today because of what slipped out yesterday? Saying it's a hypothetical thing now? Like, it's in black and white, guys. I mean, and I apologize for how broken up it was reading it, because there's no punctuation, right? So it's a little bit more difficult, but wow. Really, wow. I just wanted to really quickly go through a couple of the photos that I have made, just so that we remember exactly what she did. She was supposed to be 2.5 months there. Look at where I circled. That's crazy. And then she says, we're nearly there? How? It's 7 months away. This one's a fairly newer one. December 4th and then December 10th. 3 months. Really? Wow. And then this one, 5.5 months. Look at that. Invisibet. Are you kidding me right now? It's a joke, right? Because if anybody honestly thinks that this wasn't a surrogacy, I think maybe they're loco. Another one I made, 4.5, 5.5. I mean, they're ridiculous. Same day, supposedly 6 months with Archificial. This was one I made ages ago. And I wrote, Amber Alert missing 5 month or wait, 6 month? Looked 9 month. What? Well, some month old fetus. Yeah, this is the big debacle that pretty much blew everything out of the water for everybody else but the mainstream media. Of course, Archificial and Invisibet. Yep. And of course, this is the only one that's the actual truth. Invisibet and Archificial, when she was both supposedly 9 months and then she got caught, right? That one on the left was that Zoom call. I mean, that was live. You had a belt on, Roachel. For God's sake. Oh, my God. So, you guys, that's quite shocking, no? I mean, to me, it looks like she did. She told us. What do you guys think? I mean, holy moly. Holy moly smoly. Okay, we're going to hit another big topic. Hold on. Maybe I'll need popcorn or something. I meant to bring this up too, because I was looking at that and I was like, If a wife and child are saying their goodbyes to their husband father, wouldn't they both be facing him to wave? Why is Archificial not even looking forward? Please. I said, Roachel has her kids with the gestational period of an elephant. What are they, 2 years? Good grief. So yeah, like how phony. Phony baloney. The last time Harry was in London, he told a friend that Roachel was in touch with Diana and that she approved of everything they're doing. So, as I go forward, this will be a little bit coded. I hope you guys understand that, because I hopefully can get this out to you as quick as I can. Okay. So I'm going to call this wcraft. Wcraft tutorial. How to use lemons in spells. Plentiful earth. Lemons. To get rid of an unwanted person, serve them lemon pie, over which Matthew 7:23 has been prayed, they will go away. To wash evil out of a home, boil lemon peels, hyssop leaves, and cloves together. Wash the floor and walls with the water. To cleanse and remove blocks in your life, bathe with lemon peels and salt. To drive someone crazy, carve a face into a lemon and then put their name in paper in it with some grave dirt. They will go nuts and be nasty to drive away their friends. What? That just stumbled. Grave dirt? Whew. To sour someone's life, put their hair or name paper in a lemon. Keep it there until the lemon shrivels. Huh. So someone said, pay attention, it is not a joke. I wrote about holding Harry's hands and that stupid doll Roachel walks around with. Trust me, he does not know from day to day what he's doing. He is under her control. Someone, somewhere, should get him out of her clutches. Ask yourself why. She spent so much time going to the islands. She was married twice there? They did not work. Just saying. Again, I was born and lived there most of my life. And this is that weird doll. I've brought it up once before because she named the doll Harry. This was in, it's reposted in 21, but it was in 2014, I believe. I think. And they met the next year. It was the same year, one of the two. It was really weird. There's so many stories about this, you guys. Even the Daily Mail has covered this. Like, what? Jet Charlton's Hollywood gossip page has surfaced with a rather unsettling tidbit about Prick Harry and Roachel. From the outside, it may seem like Roachel has it all. Beauty, fame, wealth, and a seemingly happy marriage. However, appearances can be deceiving. Behind closed doors, she finds herself ensnared in a miserable marriage, but financial ties make the notion of divorce an improbable one. So what's her alternative? Well, it takes a rather eerie twist. A V-doll. I tried to change her name in a couple of these just so that, the computer doesn't pick it up. Because I'm paranoid now because everything is, okay. This is not a game. I have met witches who thought this was a game and would curse people they barely knew regularly out of petty annoyance and misplaced anger. They cursed dozens of people for fun. Not only didn't their curses work very well, but it aged them rapidly and drove them insane. Well, that sounds like Roachel. The ones who did not unalive or were committed to mental health institutions became homeless drug addicts. Well, Nanalu did this meme. I sent her this picture and she put, "Where is it? This isn't funny. Who's got it? Where's my bloody broom?" Love it. Never mess with Black M stuff. I warn you, never. I have one real example. One of my coaching teacher was telling a real story that a boy was roaming in his boy. He was so disturbed and lost, he was clueless. My sir asked him from where did you come here. He said that he touched the lemon accidentally, on which Black M was done by someone, then he automatically comes into that village. My sir helped him in sending him back to his house. These lemons, red clothes, blood looks normal, but when Black M is done to someone, you don't know how many spirits are in his body. Black M has destroyed many lives and many families. If you mess with Black M on your own, you can even die. Roachel, excluding the beauty aspect. Rumors of her involvement in occult practices, particularly related to her marriage with Princeharry, have persisted for some time. There might indeed be a kernel of truth buried within these whispers. Allegedly, and that is something I do want to say, this is for educational purposes only. I have all of my, what do you call them? I have everything written up so that my disclaimers. Okay. Allegedly, Roachel sought the services of a Black M practitioner to craft a V doll using her partner's hair, all without his knowledge. With this eerie effigy in her possession, she began tormenting the doll, secretly hoping to cast a spell. As one source puts it, her plan seems to hinge on the idea that if something were to happen to her spouse, she could publicly play the role of the grieving widow while privately reveling in newfound happiness. Oh my God, I believe that 100%. I really, really do. That would be so great for her. It really would. I'm sure that's what she thinks. While many speculate that the subject of this bizarre tale is Roachel, excluding the beauty aspect, rumors of her involvement of occult practices, particularly relate. Oh, sorry. There you go. That was a repeat. I apologize. So yeah. Wow. Now, I'm not sure how many of you know about Beyonce, but this was the Daily Mail that put this out, okay? Accused of extreme witchcraft and de-magicked by female drummer seeking restraining order. I remember this. It was quite huge. I've talked about their involvement, her and Jay-Z, on my Patreon. She named her album Lemonade. Is grown-ass Black woman magic, and the lemons that Queen Bey is working with, powerful hoodoo ingredients for overpowering bad energy, are clearly the Louisiana kind. Lush, troubling visuals show that Beyonce is the goddess. The goddess is furious, the goddess is victorious, and most important, the goddess is every Black woman. Slay. Too funny, Steve somehow in a weird corner of Facebook got linked into Nigerians talking about the visit. It went along these lines. Why are they here? To see sick soldiers he can heal? No, his father is sick and her father is sick. Two fathers sick? Is she a witch? Me, where to look for such tea? I would love to jump into a rabbit hole. The first time I heard about it was together with the weird picture of Beyonce and Jay-Z in front of a portrait of their queen, Roachel. Yankee Wally and some of the pre-Megxit channels discussed it. Fame, Vixen, Danger Zone, etc. Oh, I miss her. Mainstream media? Because this is from Beyonce's Instagram. Thank you to the Brits for the award for Best International Group. I won this award back in 2002 with my besties, Kelly and Michelle. How lucky am I to have been in a group with my other best friend, the GOAT, Hova. In honor of Black History Month, we bowed down to one of our melanated Monas. Congrats on your pregnancy. We wish you so much joy. They're bowing to Roachel. My God. She definitely has a Beelzebub vibe going on. Remember that fly and she didn't even flinch? So I'm looking at the time, you guys, and I'm running out of time. So I still have more on this. I will bring it up at a later date. Otherwise, I'm not going to get in your commercials or your little bit of gossip because there's just no time. I won't go over an hour. It's too long to do that to you guys. Okay, so I'm just going to put on a commercial and then we'll get right into the gossip. And then we have a brand new Sam. So I need at least four and a half minutes for him. So crunching it now.
It's not just comics. Everybody in the world is having a hard time with speech police. One of my best friends just moved over to London, and he was telling me the other day, you can't even call a wussy over there. You have to call them Prince Harry. And of course I bring up the royals. Why? Because they're a rare point of unity in our country. The truth is, whether you're black, white, Asian, Muslim, Latino, deep down we all want the same thing, which is for Meghan Markle to shut the up. Jimmy. But think about it. We're living in an America where 70% of the country is living paycheck to paycheck. Nobody wants to hear about the difficulties of being a princess, you tone-deaf idiots. So here's what I would say, Megster. If you're going to keep talking, at least make it interesting and do a true crime podcast about how you stole Prince Harry's balls.
If you will, that you would leave your whole fucking family, friends, any fucking career you had, you'd leave your country responsibilities for a woman that you thought you were in love with, you would move to another country, you would then use any fucking perceived dirt you thought you might have on your family and or friends to make money, have a couple of alleged kids, and then look this fucking miserable all the time.
I didn't want to rip you guys off of anything, so you got to. Okay, third chapter. I have 10 minutes, and then we have to watch the new Sam. So let's see what I can fit in. Eco water cooler gossip chapter. I did want to share this, and then I'm going to read out a blind. I've never seen this photo before, but it says this is one of the worst kept secrets. It's been reported on several times that she had a daughter with Joe Giuliano. The Giuliano family raised her. There was a photo on the internet. The child looked very much like Roachel. It's not a secret. Everybody knows she signed the first daughter over to the father, Joe, when his parents got that first marriage annulled. Holy crap, you guys. That's the first time I've seen any kind of photo. I'd say that's pretty huge. I'm just winging them at you this time, aren't I? Holy. So yeah, there you go. Okay. Her dream was to buy a stake in the winery owned by the A-list actor, director, and her ex. The illiterate one can't afford it, so she set her eyes on a Santa Yen's winery she particularly loves. Well, she does love her wine. Someone posted this, and I'm like, oh my God. Look at that photo, you guys. Screenshot that one. Makes sense. All she ever does is whine. Wow. That's a bad photo. She's a bad joke now. So insignificant. I do believe the end of the marriage is near and she's going to be left with nothing after a cutthroat deal. I'm sure the palace is prepared. How the children are handled will be an interesting matter, as no one with a brain believes they are of the body born. He left her ages ago. Called lawyers in. RF sending him to Africa, hence all the Roachel awful, sickly, overbearing PR. Well, at least there would be a paternity test to see if any of them are his. Roachel couldn't possibly be less successful than she is right now. She's going to have to dig her way out of the hole that she's in, with or without Harry. And neither of them seem inclined to do anything active. Apparently, Elton John bought the whole stock of Goop's vagina candles and sent them out with his Christmas cards that year. Oh my God. The perfect gift for everyone on your list. Oh my God, they superimposed his face. That's hilarious. Roachel, whatever and whoever she touches gets markled. You've been warned. Throwing a turd in the pool. Megan Merlot, made with sour grapes. Oh, thank you, my girl. Oh, if anybody doesn't know, my daughter picks these and then I just read them, so I don't know what they say. So if they're funny, I laugh and it's all genuine and all that because I want to be genuine for you guys. Yeah. Just peed a little. And vinegar. Vinegar Vinegar tits is an Aussie slang for sourpuss, lol. Applause. You win the internet today. Oh, here's some memes they put on there. The claw. I have been chosen. Roachel. F these kids. How are my photos turning out? Visits to Colombia and Rwanda compared. Missing hashtag Rwanda. Yeah, okay. See, I am highly relatable and caring. I am Diana reincarnated. See? Maybe when you're publicly faking knowledge and being a poser of a true philanthropist. Perimenopause. Can't be that. She's a young mother. She's not young and we aren't sure she's a mother. True that. Woko Ono. I think I have just enough time to finish the old blind that I didn't have time to finish before. Okay. The Vane invited his cousin for the trip. He was scared to be alone. No, man, not the cousin Vane. His Spanish-speaking cousin? Yeah, his name is Juan. The juxtaposition of those ankles with those huge-looking shoes is just unintentionally hilarious, like a cartoon. And Harry in the foreground doing the sweaty ball hop is a giggle, too. Look at that. She's behind him. You're right. And they have those big clown shoes. It looks like she is wearing flippers. Her cosplay Diana shoes from the last trip. Also, if you have huge feet, these are not a good choice. I'm a 7 and those would make mine look a 9. I call these her flamingo shoes. Gonna take every minute I can. I wrote, if Roachel was a teacher, she would be Mary Kay Letourneau. But it is disgusting. You guys know who Mary Kay, right? If you don't, she died at the age of 50-something. But she had 4 children with her husband and had a quote-unquote affair with her 12-year-old student. Oh, yes. Had 2 children with him, spent 7 years in jail, and then they got married and then divorced. What a nightmare. But that's exactly who she'd be. Mary Kay reincarnated. Resting doll face. Women all over America are throwing away their hashtag America Riviera Orchard Jam. Finally, a part 2 to hashtag Roachel's dish liquid letter writing days. You get 3 guesses on where the other 47 jars of jam went. People are so funny. Saw this and wrote joke in Coca-Cola. When there is a moment of truth. Look at that. She is scary. She is literally scary just from that picture. Scares the shit out of me. Oh my God. Like, seriously. A meme by Nana Lou, our Nana Lou. Megan, I cannot absolve you. You are the devil's spawn. Too big a job for this mortal. The Pope. Okay, guys. Well, I got to get Sam in. So, of course, as per usual, I've got stuff left over like I always do. I over-research, you guys, and I got to learn to get better with that. I also wanted to just thank you guys for your patience. And, yeah, it was just very difficult because I got it hit with my daughter. Like somebody bought my daughter baby's clothes or something from her wish list, and then they canceled the order and stuff. It was just crazy. It was a crazy time this week. So yeah, that just hurt a little bit. But anyway, that being said, I am going to laugh with you guys. I look forward to that every time. When there is the end, I relax and I just have fun. So let's get to it. Thank you so much. Please press like, sub if you haven't subbed, and that's all I ask. Help your girl out. It's free. Okay, guys. I'll talk to you later.
How do you do it, Megan? Do what? Maintain seriousness and self-importance during these ridiculous charades. Yeah, I'm guessing that you're referring to like the never-ending initiatives and the full royal trips to far-off exotic places. Yes, exactly. Megan. She's been in training for this for years, okay? That's why she sticks to a rigid routine of yoga, avocados, and dandelion milk lattes. Dandelion's milk? I don't pretend to know all the details, Cobalt. You know, it's milk from something without nipples, basically, you know. I personally won't touch the stuff. You know, I find the idea of it disgusting. Even thinking about it makes me want to throw up. What are you on about? Kevin and I... Oh, sorry, is this the Kevin that's spelt with a C? Yeah, that's him. We've been making your coffee with oat milk for literally months. Well, I know that's a lie. I mean, you haven't made a coffee ever since you become princess in your own mind. Oh, you know what I mean, Harry. When I ring the bell to have coffee made, I insist that it's made with oat milk for both of us. Well, I can honestly say I feel violated. Although I'd love to give you some time to process that violation, Harry, I do have to ask, what exactly has this got to do with Meghan being a fake stuff and faking? Well, you see, all this new age nonsense, you know, it provides you a defence against, you know, the norms, you know, and the shame, normal shame, and acknowledgement of reality. You know, it defends you against all of that. Let's put it this way. You know, Meghan's cleansed herself of all of those impurities. So when she goes to another country posing as an important person, she really believes that she is one. She's shed the backpack of shame and dropped the suitcase of decency. She's cast off the luggage of logic and let go the guidebook of self-critique. And she has the bravery to believe in what can be, unburdened by what has been. And that's why I'm officially endorsing Kamala Harris for President of the United States of America. But back to my Meghan. She can actually feel how amazing she is when she's speaking. She knows what she's saying matters, whether it does or not. By eating avocados. Yeah, I always have at least 9 a day. Yeah, but not only that, you know, it's also the yoga and the self-affirmation rituals and the vegan milk. You know, it's all part of one singular cosmic energy, man. Right? Oh, Harry, you really have become a delightfully chimeric creation. You know, half idiot royal, half idiot New World West Coaster. We prefer to say 100% idiot. But anyway, she can channel all of this into like positive visualization techniques, you know, where she can actually visualize her own significance, even when it's clearly not there. I mean, isn't that amazing? Yeah, everybody is literally hanging on my every word. It's a great feeling, undoubtedly. I mean, she actually believes that she's on a royal tour. You know, she actually believes that she's like an important overseas dignitary. You know, she actually honestly thinks that she's so important that there are people making parodies about her and her behaviour. Oh, the thought. But I, for one, won't touch the things. Sorry, touch one what? Avocados, the hideous things, like a big fat green banana that swallowed the stone. Oh, Harry, you have them every single morning on toast, you idiot. No, I don't. That's guacamole. Yeah, which is made with avocados. Are you telling me honestly you didn't know that? Violated. No, I feel utterly violated. You know, you really should have told me. Oh, what are you on about, H? You like them, and they're good for you. I just don't want it to change me.